On Sports Central tonight, Counter-Strike. Australia A strikes back hard on the third day of the unofficial test with skipper Sangha and Weatherall both backing tons as Australia concludes the day on a decent note.
Weatherall in the air, strikes that one a long way out towards that.
Intense standoff. England remarked that the intensity displayed by Indian cricketers added to the excitement of the game and expressed confidence that their opponents will back stronger in tomorrow's fourth test in Manchester, part of the ongoing 5-match series.
The Lord's game was one of the best games that they've watched, so it's been an amazing series and looking forward to the rest of it.
Maiden victory. Belgian road champion Team Valence cruises to his maiden Tour de France win on stage 15, while Pogacar finishes strong, signalling he's still in the game.
Fabulous Tim Wellens wins.
And MotoGP comeback. Argentina Grand Prix to make a return in 2027 at a newly selected venue near Buenos Aires following temporary removal from MotoGP calendar.
Alexis Fargo and Aprilia celebrate their first ever win.
From Studio 24C, this is Sports Central. And now, here's Vinut Varnasurya.
Good evening and welcome to Derana Sports Central, your go-to source for fast, fresh and fearless coverage of the latest action from the world of sports, both here at home and around the globe. We start tonight updates with the first-class test match between Sri Lanka and Australia. Centuries by opener Jake Weatherall and skipper Jason Sangha helped Australia A reach a formidable 379 for 3 at stumps on day 3 at the second unofficial test against Sri Lanka A at Darwin. The visitors amassed 485 for the loss of 6 wickets in their first innings. Now Australia A overnight pair Jake Weatherall and Curtis Patterson resumed the third day's play as the total was 76 for the loss of 1 wicket. They extended the total to 166 before Patterson lost his wicket to Asanka Manoj for 59 runs. Then skipper Jason Sangha, who joined Jake Weatherall, added 209 runs for the third wicket. Weatherall scored 183 runs, inclusive of 2 sixes and 16 fours. He lost his wicket to Sri Lanka's star batter Nuwanidhu Fernando's off-spin when the total was 375. At stumps on day 3, skipper Sangha remained unbeaten on 121 runs.
In the air, just wide of the gully fieldsman, and that's going to bring up a well-deserved century in the best possible fashion with a boundary for Jason Sangha. He joins the party and puts his name up in lights yet again with a century. In the air, no second slip in place, and as a result, Weatherall will strike a boundary and he moves to 146. And that will bring up his 150. It's been a fantastic knock from Jake Weatherall. It's been eye-opening and certainly one to start a lot of conversations around the water cooler table as well across the country.
Play the back end of tomorrow.
Ollie Peake survives the over. And that's the end of day number 3 of this 4-day encounter. It's been a bat-a-thon. Australia A free for 379 at the end of the day.
The 40th National Rowing Championship will commence at Derana Rowing Centre in Battaramulla tomorrow. It will be held until Saturday.
The 40th National Rowing Championship will be held at Derana Rowing Centre in Battaramulla from tomorrow to the 26th. This championship is organised by Amateur Rowing Association of Sri Lanka. The annual event has attracted more than 300 from schools, sports clubs, universities and security forces to compete in over 200 events. More details were revealed at a media conference organised by Amateur Rowing Association of Sri Lanka held in Colombo recently.
This has been a Herculean task in building this place up. As you know, rowing has always been considered an elite sport, and this was for the longest time limited to few people and 2 schools in Colombo. And then with the establishment of the National Rowing Association, ARSL, the sport was open to anyone who could get into a boat, who was physically fit to experience this wonderful sport. Rowing and swimming are the two best aerobic sports in the world. They say oarsmen and oarsmen have large hearts.
Renown Football Club defeated Saunders in a gripping final in Colombo to win the I-League Inter-Club Championship. At the final whistle, the score stood at 4-2.
Sri Lanka's top 8 football clubs took part in the I-League Football Championship organised by Sri Lanka Football Federation. The final encounter was held at Sugatadasa Stadium in Colombo. Renown struck first through Mohammad Aqib in the 16th minute as he calmly slotted home to give his side the early lead. But Saunders hit back in quick succession, and at half-time, Saunders were leading 2-1. But Renown stormed back in the second half with aggressive and attacking football. It enabled them to breach the Saunders defence and score 3 more goals. At the final whistle, the scoreline stood at 4-2. The winners received the championship trophy and 900,000 rupees in cash prize, while runners-up Saunders walked away with a cash prize of 700,000 rupees.
England have named their final 11 for the 4th test against India at Old Trafford, which will commence tomorrow. The home team led the 5-match series 2-1 after 3 matches.
Dawson bowls to Jennings. Oh, that's wrapped him on the pad. He's gone back and he's been given.
England have made one change for the 4th test as Liam Dawson will make a return to Test cricket after 8 years. He made his last appearance in Test cricket in July 2017 against South Africa. Dawson replaces Shoaib Bashir, who suffered a broken finger on his left hand during the first innings of last week's Lord Test. This will be Dawson's 4th Test cap. A well-known left-arm spinner in the English county circuit, he has 371 first-class wickets to his name. In 2024, he was awarded the coveted Men's PCA Player of the Year award for his stellar performance during the county season.
Dawson, he's a very experienced campaigner. He's one of the great left-arm spinners around the world.
We don't have much left, just maybe Murasami. Is it doing too much? No, it's not. Umpire says out. Nisham reviews straight away.
Oh, it's out. They like it. Now, Stubbs had the best view of that, and he saw it as a clean catch.
Meanwhile, England batter Harry Brook mentioned that tension with the Indian players during the 3rd test at Lord's was fun and put the visitors under added pressure as the England secured a dramatic 22-run victory.
Bang! In the air, taken. Siraj gets his man. Soft dismissal in the end. There's some needle out there.
Tension flared between the teams during the match, with India captain Shubman Gill sarcastically clapping England batters over delays and Indian fast bowler Mohammad Siraj roaring in the face of England opener Ben Duckett after taking his wicket. Brooks said England decided to respond in kind after visitors' heated verbal exchanges with Duckett and Zach Crawley when England faced a single over Jasprit Bumrah at the end of the 3rd day.
We saw them guys going at creeps and ducky, so we had a little chat and we thought, we're a team, so we may as well combine each other, get together and go back at them.
Is it good for the game? Is it good for the drama?
I've had a lot of compliments. Everybody said that it was awesome to watch, and it looked like there was 11 versus 2 out there when we were fielding, and it was good fun. I have to admit, it was good fun. It was tiring, but it was good. It made fielding a lot more enjoyable. Yeah, I think so. I think it put them under a little bit more pressure, obviously chasing a tough, low score, but on a tough pitch. It might have given them that little bit of added pressure, and thankfully they ended up crumbling and we won the game.
Brook, who scored a century in the 2nd test after missing out on a ton by 1 run in his first, said the hard-fought series was far from over, with the 4th match starting at Old Trafford tomorrow.
India's such a good side that they can bounce back at any stage. We saw that in after beating them at Headingley, they've bounced back and had an excellent performance at Edgbaston. So yeah, we've got to go out there, try and do our thing, and hopefully it's better than theirs. Every game that we've played so far has gone into the last hour of the game, which you do not see very often. I've had a lot of people come up to me saying it's been an amazing series, thank you, and everybody said that the Lord's game was one of the best games that they've watched. So it's been an amazing series, and looking forward to the rest of it.
The fourth test of the 5-match series will commence tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Sri Lankan time at Old Trafford Cricket Ground. Key additions and changes have been made in both the teams, with Arshdeep Singh and Nitish Reddy missing the fourth test, along with English cricketer Shoaib Bashir is replaced by Liam Dawson.
Play again. The return of John he had a huge impact. Great impact.
Let's jump into a short commercial break. We'll be right back. You're watching Other Derana Sports Central. Welcome back to Other Derana Sports Central. Belgium champion Tim Wellens claimed his first Tour de France stage victory with a breakaway win on stage 15. The UAE Team Emirates XRG rider has worked to race leader Tadej Pogačar in the opening 2 weeks of the Tour, but attacked on the final climb of the hilly 169.3-kilometer ride.
After 3 grueling days in the Pyrenees Mountains, the 166 remaining riders faced a transitional stage before the second and final rest day of this year's Tour in Montpellier. The stage looked set for a breakaway win, and Wellens sensed his opportunity on the last of the 3 categorized climbs up the Pas de Sante, 55 kilometers from the line. Wellens emerged from a lead group of 8 on the ascent along with Michael Storer, Quinn Simmons and Campagner. The group briefly reformed on the long descent to Carcassonne, but moments later, Wellens attacked with 44 kilometers to go, and the chasers never looked like closing the gap. The 34-year-old ultimately won by 1 minute 28 seconds, with fellow Belgian Victor Campagner second and French 2-time world champion Julien Alaphilippe third. Pogačar crossed 6 minutes later in the peloton to maintain his lead of 4 minutes 13 seconds over Jonas Vingegaard in the general classification. Wellens' victory was a 5th stage win for UAE during this year's race, with reigning champion and overall race leader Tadej Pogačar claiming the other 4. Wellens shared that he knew he was going to be in a very beautiful list to finally complete his trilogy.
Dans quelques secondes à Tim Wellens, le champion de Belgique. Tim Wellens remporte la victoire d'étape ici à Carcassonne.
Yeah, I knew I was going to be in a very beautiful list to finally complete my trilogy from the Giro, Tour and Vuelta. So I knew I had to enjoy the moment. I kept riding till the finish line because I wanted a big gap to fully enjoy it and maybe put my bike in the air after the finish. But I was so happy to win that I forgot to do it.
Et le vainqueur de l'étape du jour est le champion de Belgique, Tim Wellens de l'équipe UAE Team Emirates. Félicité par l'hôte et l'hôtesse continentale en présence de Yazid Larej, adjoint au maire de Carcassonne, délégué au sport, et de Perfecto Rodriguez. Reste demeure encore et toujours Tadej Pogačar de l'équipe UAE Team Emirates, le triple vainqueur du Tour de France, félicité par l'hôte et l'hôtesse LCL en présence.
The race resumes with a 171.5-kilometer ride from Montpellier and ending with a mammoth climb up Mont Ventoux.
It's rocket fast in this race. Where's Oscar Onley? Front of the race then, Campenaerts, Paulus, Moritz, Russo and Caden Groves. Also Mathieu van der Poel, Versche, Lutsenko, Jared Drisners is in here as well.
That's
yet again,
strong breakaway.
Yet again, Versche is in the front group.
Attack
of Stora.
Stora.
Big move of Michael Stora now from the front group as he heads towards the King of the Mountains point. 727 metres to the top, and he's had enough of everybody with him. But Campenaerts again is going to ride him down. The top of the climb, the Pas de Cent, and it's Michael Stora over the top ahead of Quinn Simmons, Victor Campenaerts and Tim Wellens. We look back, in fact, look at this, it is all closing up. You've got the group that we've seen all day, then Van Aert behind. Campenaerts decides to go solo rather than help Van Aert, and now he time trials away. A stage winner in the Tour in his own right. Campenaerts decides that he's going to try and put another rider on the podium.
Wimbledon's plans to expand the grounds for the world's oldest and most prestigious Grand Slam tennis tournament overcame its first legal hurdle yesterday as London's High Court rejected the challenge to project by campaigners. Campaign groups say Wimbledon Park took legal action over planning permission granted to the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, which wants the treble the size of main site in £200 million project. The expansion would feature 39 new courts, including an 8,000-seat show court, could increase daily capacity from 42,000 to 50,000 people and allow qualifying rounds to be held on site, which has been home to the championship since 1877. The ALTC's plans to redevelop a former golf course which it owns are supported by several leading players, including Novak Djokovic and some local residents. Planning permission was approved by the Greater London Authority last year, but Save Wimbledon Park argued at a hearing this month that GLA failed to properly take account of restrictions on redeveloping the land and agreed that ALTC's parent company bought the golf course freehold in 1993. The Argentina Grand Prix, which will not be a part of the MotoGP calendar next year, is expected to return in 2027 at a different venue near the capital Buenos Aires.
MotoGP stated on its website that the Autodromo Oscar Juan Galvez, a circuit that hosted several Formula One and motorcycle Grand Prix races until the 1990s, would undergo renovations to host the event. The Grand Prix has been held at Termas de Rio Hondo, located over 1,100 kilometers from the capital since 2014. Jorge Macri, the chief of government of Buenos Aires, announced that a comprehensive renovation of the circuit would begin in October, which would include upgrades to the track, pits, paddock and safety zones, incorporating the latest technology. He explained that bringing MotoGP to the city would mean the arrival of an elite competition featuring top international teams and riders, and that approximately 150,000 people were expected to enjoy the event at the track. It was noted that the 2025 edition of the race had been held in March, with Marc Marquez emerging as the winner.
Argentina, it's flag to flag. They're both in to swap on machines.
Oh, the Ducatis have gone down together.
Salute the race winner, Marc Marquez, magnificent.
In a country where Maradona and Messi are worshipped as national heroes.
Oh, Marquez is crashed.
He's pushed too hard.
Maverick Vinales win. Valentino Rossi second.
Time to go for a short commercial break. More news coming right after this. You are watching Other Than Sports Central. England midfielder Georgia Stanway said supporting teammate Jess Carter amid the racist abuse she has received has strengthened the bond between the players ahead of their Euro 2025 semi-final against Italy.
I think if anything it's probably brought us together as a team.
there's some things that we will never be able to understand, and that's one of those. And yeah, we need to cut it out of society, we need to cut it out of football, and of course we don't know the steps that it takes in order for that to happen, but right now all we can do is show our support, our togetherness, and we can be united in what we want to make sure is right.
Meanwhile, England prepare for their Women's Euro semi-final against Italy with all players available, including defender Jess Carter. Carter said that she has been the target of online racist abuse since Euro 2025 began in Switzerland and announced last Sunday that she is stepping away from social media for the duration of the tournament. Captain and defender Leah Williamson trained with the group despite ankle injury in Sweden's game. Italy also prepares for their Euro semi-final against England, earning their place in a dramatic fashion with Cristiana Girelli scoring a 90-minute winner. Her second goal of superb double as Italy beat Norway 2-1 and booked their spot in the semi-finals for the first time since 1997. They faced the defending champions England, who defended Sweden in a penalty shootout after coming from 2 goals to level the match at 2-2. The two teams will face each other in semi-finals today in Geneva. Venus Williams enjoyed a winning return to tennis after more than a year away from the game as the 45-year-old American teamed up with compatriot Hailey Baptiste to win their round of 16 women's doubles tie at the Washington Open yesterday. The 7-time Grand Slam singles champion had not played a competitive match in 16 months, with her last appearance on the WTA Tour coming in Miami Open Tour March last year. Williams enjoyed playing 23-year-old Baptiste so much she joked that she would have teamed up with her years ago instead of playing with her younger sister Serena, who she won 14 Grand Slam doubles titles with.
Yeah, after the match, Hailey asked me, how did that feel? And I was like, it's probably even harder to play the doubles first because I'm not a doubles player. So it was great to have her to kind of like hold the team up. She's had the experience. She served first because she's been playing all year and playing well, and I think that helped me a lot. And I think also just to kind of get the feel for the ball. Obviously singles I have a little more experience, even though doubles, I've had some great results. Well, you got to win to learn to win. You got to win again. So isn't that a conundrum? But in any case, it's so much work. I've been training for months to get to this moment, and then you train to be prepared to win in this moment, but it's not a guarantee. And so you don't win until that final point is over. So we hung in there, we played very serious tennis, and that last point, that's when you get to enjoy it. I think there's other performers, singers, or they get to enjoy their performance throughout. But as an athlete, it's only in that final moment that you can just let go. Other than that, it's pure tension, it's pure focus, it's pure fire. So I think it's important to share those emotions, to let go and to share that with the crowd and with the fans and with the world who are right there with you, to see that moment of happiness in full circle.
Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's edition of Other Derana Sports Central. Thank you for being with us, and join us again tomorrow for more updates. Well, don't forget to send your feedback on email through feedback.ad24english@derana.lk or via WhatsApp at 076-805-7933. Until then, I'm Vinod Varnasuri reminding you to stay safe, stay active and keep the spirit of sport alive. Have a good night.